results for the products you sell. If you're a manufacturer, you got to begin the process of batch testing your current products to confirm they meet these stringent standards. You need to set up a regular testing schedule to keep up with future inventory needs. And remember, testing isn't just about meeting THC potency limits. It's about overall product safety. Failure to meet these testing standards could prevent you from legally selling your products. So it's important to get it done. Now, step 3, you need to prepare and organize your certificates of analysis, also known as your COAs. Once your products have been tested, you'll need to ensure that you have the necessary certificates from the labs on hand for every batch. You need to keep track of them. The lab is going to keep a copy, but you need a copy too, because these certificates prove that your products comply with the 0.3% THC limit and they meet all the other safety standards. So to ensure that you're doing that, you need to keep them in an easily accessible format, either digital or physical, where if an inspector asks for them, you can easily provide them. And you verify the information on the COAs is up to date, and make sure that each product batch has its own certificate. Now, if you sell in stores, you've got to keep these COAs available to customers, and so you're going to do that through a QR code, because every label has to have a QR code. The Department of Agriculture is going to require these COAs during inspections, so will the Department of Revenue. So be proactive and have them organized, on hand, and accessible. Now, step 4 in your checklist is to review and update the packaging and labeling on your products. These requirements are going to become much more stringent. So by the end of the year, by December 26th, all products must meet not just the child-resistant packaging standards, but have far more information on the label than was ever required before. So what do you need to do? You need to review all of your product packages to make sure they are compliant with the new permanent rules. That means the label must include a full list of ingredients and any potential allergens. It has to have the total cannabinoid content that is in that product. It's got to have warnings about the risks of impairment, keeping the product away from children. It's got to have a QR code that links back to the batch-specific certificate of analysis from the Tennessee-approved lab that tested your products. And finally, double-check that each label complies with the serving size requirements. For edible products, you can't have more than 25 milligrams of cannabinoids per serving. Now, we talked about that in other videos. You can find out about it there, but it's important to have that information on it. Make sure your labels are compliant by the end of the year, or you could face serious sanctions. Now, step 5, you got to organize your retail display. For those of you with physical retail locations, the display rules are changing. As of right now, products have to be maintained behind the counter or in areas that are inaccessible to minors. So you've got to adjust your retail displays to make sure there's no HTC products that are accessible unless your establishment is exclusively for adults that are over 21. And if you are an over 21 establishment, make sure that the signage is clear that no one under the age of 21 can enter without being carded at the door. You also need to confirm that your store isn't located within 1,000 feet of a school unless you were already selling HTC products there at the end of 2023. Now, if you fail to comply with the retail display regulations or the location requirements, you could again face serious fines. Now, for step 6, to prepare yourself for this new regime, you really need to train your staff for this compliance program. Your employees need to be fully aware of the new regulations so they can assist with compliance during inspections and everyday operations. You as a business owner aren't going to be there. Your staff is. Make sure they know what to do. Organize training sessions to familiarize your staff with the new packaging, labeling, display rules, and teach them how to properly handle certificates of analysis to know where they are and other required documentation. Ensure that all of your staff understand the importance of age verification, such as the 21 and up sales rule. You can't sell these products to anybody under the age of 21. Ultimately, well-trained staff will help you stay compliant and help you avoid common violations during random inspections. Step 7, what else can you do? Monitor the regulatory updates and stay proactive. This industry is changing constantly and evolving. Now, the permanent rules are set to take effect at the end of this year. You should expect ongoing guidance and changes and updates from the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Revenue. To do that, you can subscribe to our channel, you can join our newsletter list, or become a client at Hemp Law Group. We keep all of our clients informed about these sort of changes. You can also consider joining industry groups like the Tennessee Growers Coalition to help navigate the future of hemp laws in Tennessee. Ultimately, you should stay proactive. Don't wait until the last minute to implement changes. Start preparing now to make sure that your business is going to be compliant through the end of the year. The permanent hemp rules are about to bring a significant change. So in conclusion, you need to make sure your business is ready. Take steps today to be proactive and ensure you're in compliance. Follow this checklist, review licenses, get full panel testing, update your packaging and labels, prepare your retail store, train your staff, and stay informed. If you don't do that, you can really incur costly penalties. If you do it correctly, though, you continue operating your business successfully. If you ever have any questions about any of this or need help navigating these challenges, find us here at Hemp Law Group, find us on the YouTube channel. You can find us on the web